Travis Wayne Goodsell. YouTube is putting on my home feed a clip from Fox 13 News Utah about questioning if Wyoming is sending their homeless to Salt Lake City. And if you're unfamiliar with what's going on in the nation, we have the state of Texas that tried to pull the stunt of shipping refugees to Washington, D.C., to Martha's Vineyard, and they're now getting in trouble with the law, getting sued for that inhumane torture of human beings and misleading them. That's what it was mostly about, because apparently Martha's Vineyard is a great place to live, but they were misled as to what was going to happen to them. And so, as I'm homeless, thanks to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for learning the language of the Jews, anciently, they're anti-Semitic, so they didn't like that. They didn't like that I was living my life in such a manner, and so they disagreed, and here I am, homeless at the Men's Resource Center in South Salt Lake. And so I'd be the perfect person to ask this kind of question. I'll field all questions. I'll give you the answers. The situation that we've had, as I've briefly told you in clips here and there, is that since the weather tanked to freezing, this place has been into overflow mode in the evening time. And so at night I can go out and see the lobby, and they've taken down the donators sign. I thought that was strange. I was sitting there yesterday because it was deep clean, and one of the staff had a bundle, and I saw that it had the donations listed. That's from but that shows that the church is giving to this place. Yes, the church put me here, and they're donating to it, but as I've gone over with you, there's financial crimes all over the place with their involvement here, as well as other crimes of inhumanity. But they took it down so nobody can find out who's donating to this place. But they did hire some new people, and apparently the bosses are being well paid early for their Christmas bonus. Those on the board, including the one representing the church. But yeah, we got jacked. We still don't have towels. We don't have much of anything, and they still refuse to provide them for us. So yeah, we had a power outage again the other day. Because all the solar panels, you'd think that would take care of it, wouldn't you? Well, no. They hooked them up to the backup generator, not the main source of lighting for this and energy for this building. It's just the stupidest thing in the world to do. And the solar panels that they got, I can understand why it's for the backup generator, is because they provided low wattage solar panels. That's why it requires 300 of them to run minimal lighting for the building when the power goes out. So yeah, this is how people treat the homeless. They put on a big show. Oh, look at us, we're donating. And it's all the crap stuff that nobody wants. I can't begin to tell you how many times we've had the barf beans. Nobody wants the barf beans. Nobody eats them. I don't know why they're still produced and sold. And yet they're dumped on us. Every single freaking meal, we've got those beans somewhere. Today they were in a separate bean pile, which was great because I didn't get to touch them and pick them out of the food so they can eat something for the day. What a disaster. So, what was I talking about again? Homeless from Wyoming. And so, yeah, we've violated fire safety rules, as this place is already in violation of fire code. As we've got 300 people, 21 stalls, and 4 working out of 8 washing machines at any given time. And and so I've noticed a lot of new people, and many of them are coming from jail, which is fun. Because they think they're badasses and they're here to put us in our places. It's just like, didn't you just come from jail and you're wanting to go back? Okay. Yeah. Got taken off to jail earlier today.
And check in there. Again, everyone who needs to check in, please come to the front desk and check in. Thank you.
The check-in system needs to go. Plain and simple. We get a bed, but the whole system needs to be redesigned in order to do away with the check-in system. They're still trying to cling to the old days when I was downtown Salt Lake and interfering with Temple Square. Thus the church told the government, hey, let's do a gateway mall and funnel them away from the church. And thus began Operation Rio Grande. The big inhumane disaster that was. But they say, mission accomplished. It was a great success. Oh dear God, you cannot trust the government for anything, let alone the church, who runs the government. And so, yeah, there's been a lot of new people, but there's many of them from jail, and I don't think we operated jail from Wyoming. When I was locked up by the church for being a translator in 2008, which is a second-degree felony charge equal to a terrorist threat, because I don't have one specifically for translator of the Jewish ancient language, and so they had to fill it in for terrorist threat instead. There were lots of times that when I would go to court, I'd see the different stalls, corrals of prisoners, and they complained, no, you're not a prisoner, you're not in prison, you're mentally ill if you think you're in prison. It says prisoner on the back of our jumpsuit. My whole life has been deprived, life, liberty, and property without due process, and you're wanting a technical thing saying that this is supposed to be jail. Am I supposed to be a jailee? Or am I the jailer? I guess I'd be the jailee rather than a jailer. Prisoner, prisonee, doesn't work for that. But yeah, they were all within Utah. I didn't see many, if any, that were going outside of the state. And so there were those for immigration reasons that were locked up there, though. But they were the ones who were going to court to determine whether they were an actual citizen or not, and whether it's the right name, and then if they're signing away their life to be deported, that kind of thing. I saw a lot of that. I have noticed a larger number of Hispanics coming in also. That has been dominantly obvious and concerning, because here in Utah, white is the dominant race, and Hispanic is number 2 by a large margin spread, but nonetheless still in that category as number 2. And as the way it's divided in Utah, they're asked if they're Latino English speaking or full Latino speaking, full Spanish speaking, or Spanish English, something like that. When you try to find out the population of each racial demographic. And so if you eliminate those who also claim to be white as well as Latino, you have a very small portion of just Latino only. But those who only speak Spanish are much fewer than those who are dual language. But nobody from Wyoming. There's been a lot of repeat visitors. So yeah, there's been some reunions I've noticed. And yeah, I'm not really seeing Wyoming. And so the only other option that if the news is concerned that something's up with that is that they're being sent down to the half and half, male female, the Gail Miller operation, in which those people are getting shipped up here to make room for the Wyoming people. That would make sense since they're closer to Wyoming, and thus the concern that Fox News is having. And so that would be my only other hint there, is that the new people are the ones that are coming either from Salt Lake in a transfer move, plus the ones that are off the streets during freezing cold temperatures. But I've not really seen Wyoming people here. So, yeah, nightmare scenario either way. Because this is a private-owned company. They cannot be in business if they get us places to live. They have to maintain an overflow where they reject people in order to slowly weed out people into homes to at least show that they're getting us homes. But people like me who are screwed over purposely are living witnesses to the atrocities of a private-owned corporation when using human beings as chattel as they get filthy rich, and we remain homeless for their richness, wealth, and prosperity and lifestyle, which is a form of slavery, and actual full slavery without me getting any kind of slavery benefits. Because it's similar. I don't have to work for them. I'm the actual product in this case. But they do give us a bed as long as we check in every day. And food, even though, like I said, it's crap food that nobody else will eat in this nation, let alone in this state. And it's also, we have showers and 21 toilets for 300 people and 4 washing machines that work at any given time. But that's about it. They really don't do anything else for us. And they can't, because they would have to fire people. And oh no, they just hired new people. But there's high turnover here, I noticed, especially among security. The security company apparently doesn't pay well enough, or they're such a big operation that they transfer people around, and this is like the dump-off spot for trainees. You've passed your trainee program, now you can go to a real job guarding temples that are being built. No, that's Metro security. The church didn't go that far here. I would have been furious if they had Metro security working this place. Oh, there would have been hell to pay. They were stalking me if you missed those videos last year. Oh dear God. So yeah. Alrighty, I think we're done. We're done for the day, obviously, but it's obvious the YouTube employee is working the afternoon shift today. Yippers. But I keep trying to warn him in videos. He just apparently doesn't want to listen to any of what I have to say. He's developed a pattern in his life to stalk me.